Look at this. I think I just got lipstick on her. Hi friends! Today we're going to be discussing my 6-star reads. You may be thinking to yourself, the normal rating scale for books only goes up to 5 stars. Don't worry, I have plenty of 5-star reads too, but for this video we're talking about the ones that surpassed that. As you can see, I changed up the filming location today because I was getting tired of the old one and this one is more casual. I'm first going to show you my 6-star reads so far. There's not that many, but there's a few. And then I'm going to tell you a couple of books that I think have potential to be 6-star reads for me. Let's get started. Okay, the first book that was a 6-star read for me was this one right here, Verity by Colleen Hoover. She is the victim of borrowed book syndrome, as you can see, because I lent this out to a lot of people at one point right after I read it, which was March of 2022, which is when I got back into reading hardcore. I also did some annotating with this one, and my grandma read it. If you know the contents of this book, some of my annotations were less than appropriate for my grandma's eyes, and she let me know. It's been a very long time since I read this book, but I'm gonna give you a little bit on the premise if you've never read it, which I feel like most people have read this. It is Colleen Hoover, who I know is very controversial, but this is the only one of her books that I've enjoyed, and it's also a 6-star read. So the premise of this is that there is an author named Lowen, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and she is hired to finish the popular book series of a woman named Verity, because this woman has been in an accident and basically is brain dead. She can't finish the series, but it's a very popular series, and so Lowen is hired and has to go stay at Verity's house. While she's there, she finds this manuscript that Verity has written in her past, and she learns a lot about Verity's family, and she kind of develops a relationship with another character in the book, so there is a little bit of romance and spice. Overall, it is very creepy, which I don't always like. Definitely don't read this at night if you get easily spooked like me. But I found this very thrilling. It's definitely a romance thriller, and it's unlike any Colleen Hoover book I've ever read, which is definitely good because I didn't like the other ones I've read. And it's overall just very unique and genius. And if you've read this, you need to tell me if you're, is it team letter or team manuscript? I feel like that's what it is. I'm team manuscript. Moving on to my favorite book that I've ever read, which I am going to do an entire video on at some point. A Lesson in Vengeance. This book is unmatched. I'm currently making my sister read this, even though she's not a reader, but it's that good. So it is basically a dark academia queer love story, but it's friends to lovers to enemies, which is not something I've ever read before, but I was addicted to this. It has immaculate vibes of dark academia. It's set at a boarding school. It has murder mystery plots, it has deception, it has spooky vibes, it has witchy vibes, so she's into tarot and spells and all that, and I was obsessed. I'm not gonna elaborate on this one too much just because I am gonna film an entire video on it. I've talked about it over on TikTok quite a lot because it is my favorite book of all time. So she was an easy 6 stars. The next book's a little bit different, and that's because it's a fan fiction. I know that not everybody is into that, but this was the best thing I've ever read. Like, other than A Lesson in Vengeance, this was the best thing I've ever read. This is my hand-bound copy of the first volume of Manacled by Sen Lin Yu. I believe that's how you say their name. I'm not the best bookbinder, and the video of me learning how to bind for the first time will also be up eventually. I have yet to bind the second or third parts, but it is actually about triple this size, the book. It's very lengthy. I think it's around 300,000 words. It took me the span of about 6 months to get through it. This was years ago too. I finished it in summer of 2021 while on a vacation, and I have never forgotten it, even though I've read a multitude of fanfiction. If you are into fanfiction, specifically Dramini, and you live under a rock, Manacled is basically a twist on The Handmaid's Tale in a way, if you've ever read or seen the series. And it is an alternate universe where Voldemort wins, Harry Potter is dead, and the women are made into sort of the handmaid concept where they have to repopulate the wizarding world, and Hermione is assigned to Draco. And then the book is separated into 3 time frames. So you have the past, flashbacks, even more in the past, and then the present. I was obsessed. The flashbacks are my favorite part, which is why I'm mad that I only have this part bound because the flashbacks are my favorite. This is my least favorite part. It's very dark. That's another thing about this book. If you're gonna read it, it's extremely dark. Definitely check the trigger warnings. They are all over the page on AO3, so you definitely can't miss the trigger warnings. If you know anything about The Handmaid's Tale, that pretty much explains it. But this book was beautiful. I was obsessed with it, and I don't think any fanfiction could ever top it. So those were my 3 6-star reads that I've ever read so far. Now I'm gonna get into some books that I think could be potential 6-star reads just based off what I know about them and TikToks I've seen and the vibes I get. One of them happens to be my current read, All Our Hidden Gifts. This book is from the same friend that I borrowed A Lesson in Vengeance from originally, which I now bought my own copy. This is not my copy. I wish it was. Elise, if you're watching this, I'm obsessed. I am over halfway through. It's incredible. It's very similar to A Lesson in Vengeance, which means that I'm gonna love it. Very atmospheric. It's about a girl in Ireland who goes to this all-girls school. She starts a little tarot business out of a storage closet because she finds tarot cards in like a mysterious way, and she feels very connected to the cards. She ends up giving a reading to her ex-best friend, and a few days later, this person goes missing. And basically, the book is about her and a few other friends. One of them's name is Fiona, which makes it 10 times better. Her and a few of her friends looking for Lily, the missing ex-best friend, and trying to get her back. And it's very magic meets the real world and witchy sort of vibes. It's so good so far. I'm also going to show you. There are pictures of the tarot cards that are mentioned in each chapter. At the end of the chapter. That's one, for example. The author also provides a little tarot guide at the end of the book, which I will definitely be taking pictures of before returning this to my friend once I am finished, because I want to get into tarot. But I absolutely think this has potential to be a 6-star read because I'm completely hooked. I've been reading this for 2 days, for like maybe an hour, and I'm super in love with everything about it. Okay, if you know me, you know I love dark academia as an aesthetic and especially in books. So recently I bought The Secret History, the most classic, perhaps, dark academia novel out there. I really wanted the one with the black cover, but I settled because I've wanted to read this book for years. I am so excited about it. There's 500 pages in this. Whoa. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. It's a little bit of a smaller book though. I feel like it's gonna take me a while to get through, especially because I'm planning on annotating it because of the amount of incredible quotes I've just seen on TikTok and Goodreads. I think this is gonna be easy 6-star because of the vibes. I don't even know what it's about. I think it has murder plots and a lot of dark academia. That's all I know. that's a winner for me. Okay, this book came in the mail probably yesterday or the day before, and I was so excited. It's very heavy, and it might take me a while to get through, but A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. Come on. The amount I have heard about this book, I have wanted to read it for so long, and I just know I'm gonna love it. Easy 6 stars. From what I can tell from reading the synopsis and from TikTok, it's about a girl who goes to a prep school, sort of, Lancaster Prep, and she's very innocent, and there's a romance involved, and there's some sort of kiss thing. I don't know. I really don't know much about this. I'm going in pretty blind, but I feel like I'm gonna love it. Like, it's just like a feeling, you know? It's huge. I want to see how many pages are in it, actually. Oh, there's a lot of blank pages. Over 500. So it's definitely a bigger one for me, because I usually read 200, 300 page books, but I can't wait to do a review on this, and I'm hitting this one right after I finish all our hidden gifts. So stay tuned. Does anyone else watch Haley Pham booktube videos like religiously? Because I do. I used to watch her when she was like a dance YouTuber, and now I watch her book videos, and I watch them while I crochet, which is non-stop, and they're addictive. That's a huge side note, by the way. Just wanted to go tell you, you need to go watch her videos. I'm really excited because I am about to read one of her 6-star reads, which is The House Across the Lake, and as soon as I buy it, I'm going to read it. And my mom is currently reading it from my recommendation, and I'm so excited because I do like thriller a lot, mystery. I usually like it more when it includes dark academia or like some sort of boarding school, as well as romance. You can probably get, just based on these books alone, what kind of vibes I read. Other than Manacled, that one's a bit different, obviously, because it's fan fiction, but that's kind of my reading taste, I think. I feel like I need a name for you guys. You know how, like, James Charles is like, hi sisters, and I don't know, Haley Pham says girly pops or reader pops. I feel like I need a name for you. I'll think on it. Comment down below any ideas you have, okay? I'm counting on you. Anyways, guys, that was my tiny list of 6-star reads I've read so far, and 3 of my predicted 6-star reads. Why are they predicted? Based on the premises and the vibes I get from them. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and you should hop on over to my TikTok if you're into TikTok, because I've been doing a writer tip every day, and I think it's like a really fun series. I'm planning another series as well that some of you might be interested in. I'm hoping to do a Redbubble video next week, comparing Redbubble and Printify, which, if you know the juicy tea, Printify really screwed me over. So if you want to hear about that situation, definitely tune in for an upcoming video. I'm now finished high school. I haven't quite graduated yet. That's on Wednesday. But I'm now finished high school. I had my last exam yesterday, so I'm going to be making a lot more content, I'm hoping, and I'm going to be reading a lot more too. So I can't wait to bring you guys lots of new videos and book recs, and hopefully find more 6-star reads. I love you so much.